You don't have to get up and go to work every day. That is what this week has been all about, and why I feel so compelled to have these conversations with you now. I'm Jenny. I've got a little to say about a lot of stuff, and everything right now has to do with preparing for retirement, not just about the dollars, but about the cents as well, as you've probably picked up by watching a few of these videos. If you're just stumbling across this, this is the live that is ending or culminating in the 7-day stretch of the 6 month of these retirement videos. Check out the channel. I've got the entire catalog of retirement videos from the series out there, and a lot of them are packaged together as one long continuous bingeable, so that while you're doing your daily routine, your commute, your weekend gardening, etc., you can put your headphones on and listen to the dulcet tones of my bombastic, sometimes straight talking, love you but with kid gloves on, truth straight up, no chaser. So I've got my notes here. So forgive me as no, don't forgive me. Enjoy. So I've done a lot of talking and a lot of thinking about the numbers when it comes to retirement, because I want to make sure that I only have to do this once, that I am not going to end up getting into my next chapter and going, oh crap, I really can't afford this. I've got to go back to work full time, because I personally do plan to continue producing money somehow, somewhere, thus these side hustles. But I also want to make sure that the number I need in between what I have and what I need every month is tiny. So we're not going to get into the whole numbers thing. You've heard me preach from my soapbox more than once that you've got to know your number, and you do. So keep coming back to the channel to learn more about that. But for now, let's talk about what life is actually going to look like and what we need to do starting now to make sure we are transitioning seamlessly into this next chapter. Regardless of how many times I've crunched the number, how many conversations I've had with my husband or with ChatGPT, 9 ways to Sundays I've looked at it, I know that if I was to move into this next chapter tomorrow morning, financially I'd be okay. I'm not living high on the hog. I'm not doing the international trips every 2 weeks and sunning on the Belize beaches, etc. No, I'm living my life the way I've always lived it, with the occasional side trips, spending time having experiences, etc. But I still hesitate. And why is that? Why is it that only up until probably the last 4 or 5 years, when my husband really started talking about retirement as we were taking care of his mother in her final years, why is it I always thought, oh, I'll never retire. God, it'll be so boring. What am I going to do all day? Because that's the truth. My entire life, your entire life, has been built around a defined structure. First, it was school, elementary school, middle school, high school, college if you went. And then it was just life. It was, you got a job, you had to be somewhere so many hours a day, that structure. You ended up in a relationship, you got married, you had kids, you didn't have kids, but your schedule, your dance car filled up. And we lived our life at the pace to which we filled up our calendar. When we retire or move into this next chapter, that dance card's nowhere near as full. Now, yeah, we can keep being busy, because busy is just a mask for things that we don't want to face. But let's take this time and get to know ourselves again. Figure out what we do want to start doing. Are there a bunch of hobbies that we laid down when life got busy that maybe you want to pick back up? Or maybe you have no interest in those particular hobbies anymore, but there's other things that you would like to begin doing. First time I was ever laid off, back in my early 20s, I decided I was going to collect unemployment as long as I could. And what I was going to do to fill my days was I was going to learn to bake bread. I've never learned to bake bread from scratch. Do I want to do that in my retirement? Probably not. I was a different girl back then. I am not a big fan of, well, let's just say nutritional I make better nutritional choices. Bread, nothing wrong with it at all in moderation, but I know me, and a good yeasty bread, that is a trigger food for me. But back to this. What do you see yourself doing in retirement? Now, we say the word retirement like there is a line we cross and we become different people, and this isn't actually the case. It's like when you have a birthday and people go, "Oh, do you feel age 59?" No, I still feel 18. So just because a date on the calendar passes doesn't mean you're going to feel different or things are going to change. And this is a superpower because we don't have to wait into some date on the calendar to start living right now, today, like you're retired. Don't waste another evening, another weekend, another vacation doing the same old, same old. Use this time to start practicing your retirement, figuring out what your interests are. How much time a day do you actually want to do things like that? Do you find that you have way too many hours in the day to fill? Let's realize that now and not after that date passes. Because some of us may decide to continue working for the purpose of the routine, the socialization, maybe not so much because of the money. Many more of us, and especially Gen X, we may have to keep working just to close a gap between what we have and what we don't have. But there will be benefits in those same arenas of socialization, activities, a sense of purpose, etc. But if you're like me and you're ready to leave all the structure behind, but yet you're going to define your own structure, give yourself time to pursue your interest and not just make yourself a brand new job. A job that you're in control of the hours and you're always employee of the month because it's a one-man show, one-woman show. But definitely allow yourself some of the flexibility and some of the downtime because we're going to need it. We have exhausted ourselves over the decades, working as hard as we work, doing everything for everybody. We get to a point where the kids leave the house and we thought we were going to have some free time, and by goodness, we're taking care of our parents. We love the parents. We love the parents if you still have them. I'm still taking care of the last one standing between my husband and I. But that's not a forever situation. So I am going to wake up one day and I'm not going to have a mother to take care of anymore. And my husband is still going to be in Connecticut, but is going to be down here in Texas more than not. 183 days out of a year is the target here. But if I have left my full-time job and not figured out what I'm going to do with those days, that's 14 hours a day I'm being given back. 14 hours. Yes, my passion project is going to take up some of that, but I want to fill the rest of that time with rest and relaxation to begin with. I want to regain my energy because that's going to feed regaining my creativity and my sense of peace, and my short temper because I've gotten so tired is going to make me a better human. So I am going to give myself the gift of at least the first year of just doing whatever the heck I want at my own pace. Does this mean I'm going to stop making videos? No, because I love making videos. And as long as it's fun, I'm going to keep doing it. So like, share, subscribe, keep coming back. I have got a lot more to say about a lot more things. And I do a jig or a gin at least probably once a week, twice a week, because some things get me a little riled up and I just want to get it off my chest. So let us look back as I'm sort of free for a minute here. Let's see what other great gems of interest I have not chatted with y'all back. Now, I am recording this opposed to doing it live just in case tomorrow throws us a curveball. It is beyond preheating in Texas. We are into the end of June, 1st of July. We've consistently been in the mid to upper 90s with feels like way over the 100 mark. with humidity that could choke a rhino. This is beyond Africa hot here in Houston. I am on the road tomorrow taking care of mother, visiting with my great niece who's not quite 2 yet. I've got some Aunt Jenny adventures planned with her. And I intend to do this on time and on schedule, but just in case life happens. And there were a few things that did crop up overnight last night I may have to attend to with the family tomorrow. If that's the case, you're going to get the pre-recorded version, and we will begin doing regular lives because I enjoy these and I'm starting to get some of you guys to interact, and that's exciting. So with that said, this is recorded on Friday and the live is supposed to be tomorrow, but life happens and I'm just going to prepare for it, which is what this whole series is about. You have to prepare for not just the financial end of retirement, but the psychological and lifestyle end of retirement. Preparing is going to give you courage, and courage builds confidence. And you need all three of those to transition from working as hard as we've worked into whatever your next chapter looks like by your design. All right, looking over the days. Excuse me. So, in preparing for what my next chapter is going to look like, I've already told you. The first stretch, I'm saying a year, but it may be shorter than that. It's just going to be me enjoying coffee, those peaceful moments where I don't have to rush out the door. If I decided that I want to go fishing, I'm going fishing. If I want to go to the dog pound and volunteer, I'm going to the dog pound to volunteer. And I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. Ah, bless me. Thank you. Put it down in the comments if you thought that was a cute sneeze, because that was me holding it in, trying to be ladylike, and that's not my forte. I was the boy Dad never had. Tomboy, that is. All right, back to the information. So I'm going to give myself small days because, God, I've had enough full days. Yesterday, hear me out. Yesterday, I got up at my normal time. I did not sleep well. I was tired when I left the house at 3:30. By 4 o'clock, I'm just 20 minutes into my hour and 15-minute drive. I started feeling like I needed to pull over to take a nap. No, I'll keep going. If I pull over now, it'll take me 6 hours to get to work with all the traffic. Long story short, as soon as I got to the parking garage, I took myself a 30-minute power nap. Didn't put me to my desk too late. Told my boss, hey, I'm in the garage. I'm going to do this. But that's the level of exhaustion, the bone-weary tiredness that I'm going to give myself permission to recover from, to allow myself to have small days. I don't have to have ginormous days. If I want to lose myself in a book, when was the last time I read a hard copy book and just lost myself in it? Those are just small little goals that I want to get back to. But all of these additional interests that I have thought that's interesting, I'd love to do that. Doing a regular workout, because if you guys have seen some of the videos at the cabin, I've got the total gym back there. I dust it off every couple of weeks, and do a token workout. I've been doing a lot of functional things with basically road appropriate equipment. There's some equipment that's easier to take on the road, like elastic bands and things like that, versus, a total gym's kind of hard for me to put in my overnight bag. In the comments, I want you to tell me what are some of the things that you're looking forward to revisiting or beginning when you transition into a not so busy schedule. What does this look like for you? Are you as prepared mentally as you are financially? And I don't mean you have to have $1 million or you have to be fully funded to where you'd never have to work again. Again, some of us, we're not in that position, nor do we expect to be fully funded in our retirement. So working to a point is going to make sense. But do yourself a favor, figure out what your expenses are now. Start looking at what your retirement expenses are going to be. And just as I'm telling you to go practice being retired on your own time, heck, even take some of your vacation. Take a 2-week stretch and pretend like you're retired. Go and do some of those things you're saying you want to do when you're retired. Try them on It may be you don't want to go and volunteer for that particular charity, but maybe it'll lead you somewhere else that you do want to volunteer. So start practicing that now, but also practice your living expenses on a retirement budget to the best that you can do it now. And that way you can tweak. You might find out you don't need as much as you think you do, and that could expedite when you make your transition leap. All right. So thank you very much for watching. If this is the video you get on live Saturday, then so be it. And keep coming back because I'll be doing additional lives. I'm going to start demoing the Retirement Reset Reality Kit, and I have a healthcare kit coming out as well. But I'm getting a lot of inquiries as to how do I even get started with a budget. I've never actually done one. It's not rocket science. You don't need a degree, nor do you need to hire a professional, but you do need to start it and to keep it up. It is something that is not set in stone. Every month that comes by, you might tweak a line item so that you can have more money here and less money there. It's up to you. But let's get ahead of that curve. Let's start practicing now and getting things ready to go. Okay, I will see y'all soon. And I'm going to say my traditional stop recording as I reach my hand up here and try to figure out how to turn this off. So, do I just hit this? Bang. Yes. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Bye.